Prepare yourself.
Oh, this is the Ninja Troll Digicast.
Hello again and welcome to the Cathedral of Wisdom for the Ninja Troll Digicast, the finger to the eye of Agamotto. See? How apropos is that? Doctor Strange comes out today, and I'm dropping a little... It's a mixture of professional wrestling and comics, because you get the finger to the eye.
I love it. And if you know Doctor Strangelove, or How I Fell in Love with the Bomb,
there you go.
There should be Doctor Strange and How I Fell in Love with Magic.
There you go.
With the eye of Agamotto.
Hello and welcome to the Ninja Troll Digicast. My name is Tim Dixon, maybe, and I am joined by Mike Worth.
Maybe.
If I could pronounce it.
Nope. Well, folks, we have an amazing Eye of Agamotto show for you today. Okay, we're going to open up a portal and just go right in now.
Nice.
See what I did there?
Yeah, that's very nice.
Amazing. But on this episode of the Digicast, Timmy's going to take us in the showcase to the greatest science fiction films of all time.
Oh, I cannot wait.
I cannot.
I love it.
And in our movie and TV news, there's so much to cover. All of our shows are back. We've been off, by the way, for many weeks.
Yes, we have.
So we're going to do like a
For that, we apologize.
Yeah, we're going to do like a Cliff's Notes, I guess what the kids would call Sparks Notes or Spark Notes version.
Is that new? Is that the new cheating thing?
It
Spark
is.
Notes now?
It's I don't have to read.
Cliff is out the
crap.
door.
Yeah, Cliff is gone. He fell off the mountain. So now it's back in. And then in the comic rack, we've got something going on. So
we got a lot of stuff. We have a little unfortunate news.
No. Don't be a downer, Timmy. We're just coming back off 3 weeks.
I know, but I can't help it because it's the death of a really great artist. Yeah. So it's that kind of sucks. But there's other good news in the comic rack. We have the sales numbers for September, and DC is still holding the
line,
kicking the crap out of them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Like Rogaine, holding the line.
There you go.
Love it. Awesome. I'm doing tidbits today.
Okay.
So just shush until your turn is up.
I got no problem with that.
Okay. Good news. We have to say Mazel Tov. Felicidades.
Yes.
Whatever else, how you say congratulations in other languages. Congratulations to the two amazing folks, formerly Carla Marsh and Phil Southern, got married this weekend.
Nice.
And they are now the Southern family.
Nice.
And it was very funny. Somebody wrote on Carla's Facebook page, "Aren't you Southern enough?" Apparently not.
For those who don't know, they both work at Heroes Are Hard to Find.
That's right.
Here in the mothership
in the
Charlotte.
tri-state area.
Yes. the best, as far as I'm concerned, the best comic book store around
in the tri-state area.
We're
just going to go with that today.
We'll go for that.
We don't live in a tri-state area, but it's all good. Yeah. But they're in Ireland right now, so if you're friends with Carl on Facebook, I'm sure you're getting the Blarney Stone amount of photos of them. So congrats to them. They're amazing. But just some quick tidbits. So apparently there are some giant straw. You can say it. Godzillas popping up all over Japan. And so they're about 7 meters tall, 23 feet. Sculptures that were constructed out of straw and bamboo by the citizens of the town of Chikuzen, which is a population of 30K, as part of its annual Danto Kagashi Harvest Festival.
Very nice.
Hey, all right. Rocking. And features at a 10-meter, 33-foot tall, and LED lights, and it glows menacingly at night.
Looks awesome.
And I heard it's like the movie, so like his body glows too, because you can see through the holes.
I saw pictures of it in the daylight, but I didn't see it at night. It's like the new Shin Godzilla where
he's powering up, and like you see it in the cracks of his.
I still haven't seen
scales.
Shin Godzilla. I really need to see it.
You and me both. We need a day off.
Yeah, I don't even know where it's playing around here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe you keep reading. I'll get on that.
You find it. Okay. A team of 20 people spent 4 months building the creature, and 150 volunteers contributed by weaving straw that was left over after the annual Rice Fest. So that's like pretty amazing.
Yeah, it looks really good.
This is a great story. Man terrorizes neighborhood with flying drone that looks like a ghost.
Oh, Lord. So
Halloween this year. Oh, man.
Why did I not think of this?
It was just incredible. So a northern Wisconsin man having a ball, he attached a terrifyingly skeleton ghost doll to a drone and flew it over his neighbors' heads. The dummy, which features a raggedly black cloak and chain, seems to have caused a ruckus on both land and social media. Zach Kruger, who uploaded the video, this is from Comic Book Resources, and pictures to the trick to Twitter on Sunday, credited his uncle with carrying out the stunt. He's quoted saying, "My uncle, knowing him, had a spur-of-the-moment idea and went with it." Okay. He told the Huffington Post, so it was pretty amazing. Okay, and then this is funny Halloween news. So a Burger King restaurant in New York City's Rego Park, they celebrated the spooky holiday by dressing up the restaurant as a McDonald's.
Oh, I saw pictures of that.
Complete with a white blanket with cutout eye holes that said McDonald's and crudely spray painted in black. So the sign read "Boo" on the outside, and it said, "Just kidding. We're still flame grill our burgers. Happy Halloween." Ouch. Adding insult to injury, Burger King doled out burgers in containers disguised as McDonald's ghost boxes, which had the same flame grilled zinger. That was pretty funny. Yeah, I think you got to get in trouble for something like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. All right, so let's go to movie and TV news.
Meanwhile, back at the Cathedral of Wisdom, it's the movie and TV news on the Ninja Troll Digicast.
All right, so first of all, Timmy created the movie and TV news dance, which I'm going to capture and get on the Facebook page because you kind of working it there. Look
That's
at
right.
you. Attitude.
The rhythm is going to get you.
Wow.
I went old school.
You did. Timbali solo. Here we go. Sheila E. All right, the biggest news in movies is Doctor Strange.
Obviously.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
So, oh my God. Marvel, they're winning again. This is one of those.
They can't do wrong. I mean.
Well, they can.
Well, that's true. But, I mean, Doctor Strange is not one of your traditional superheroes.
No, nor were the Guardians.
Nor were the Guardians.
Turned out to be one of their hits.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying, they can't do any wrong here. They're taking, who knew other than you? Who knew who the Guardians were before it came out? They were an obscure group, very obscure.
It's not even the real Guardians, like the original Guardians, that we know.
So they were able to put something together that was an awesome movie. It surprised me that it was that good. Doctor Strange, I can't wait to see. I've never been a huge follower of Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I haven't met one person who's read Doctor Strange explicitly in his series. It's always in a crossover story.
Exactly. Yeah, he shows up here and there, and he's always I always like his inclusion, like the Infinity Gauntlet. Mm-hmm. The biggest thing, he was a linchpin of that whole thing.
Oh yeah. But he was in the Defenders for a while.
Yep.
He was always featured in the background while the heroes ran. He was looking sorcererly in the background.
I've got a big 90s hologram cover with him doing that.
The hands.
Yeah.
The jazz hands.
That's good stuff.
The magic jazz hands.
That's right.
But a quick look at the Rotten Tomatoes scores. This is stymieing. Okay, so this one, it's already earning a ton of money. I was just reading in the preview that it's already crushing with millions of dollars, and it just came out last night. Yeah. But on the tomato meter, we have 91% with an average rating of 7.3 out of 10, and we've already got 183 reviews counted. And there was 166 fresh and only 17 rotten. So
critics and audience are...
Audience says 90% liked it with an average rating 4.2 out of 5. But 56,805 ratings came in when I captured this score this morning.
That's... Wow.
So the quick consensus is Doctor Strange artfully balances its auteur source material against the blockbuster constraints of the MCU, delivering a thoroughly entertaining superhero origin story in the bargain. So
cool.
That's quite interesting to hear. So it's going to be a great film. We haven't had a chance to see it yet.
No.
In the next couple of weeks, I guess. I don't know. If the world doesn't blow up next Tuesday, then we'll go see it. That'll be fun. All right. A couple other cool things that are coming out. Just little tidbits of fun things that are just we love these movies, and they're being remade and doing all sorts of things. So let's get to it. Starship Troopers reboot is in the works, and get this, with Baywatch writers attached. So
the writers
of motion
of the new Baywatch movie reboot.
I think it's the old,
or like the old TV show.
I think it's the old one. So get your whistle out.
Well, I mean, the movie was cheesy action movie.
But in the book way, or is it
the book
serious?
The book was more serious.
Okay.
And it was very it was I think a very good look at the way our political system goes, because you had to be a citizen.
Good to join the army.
You had to join the army.
Well, it's like being an Israeli.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to. I mean, some countries besides that do that.
Yeah, and so it was to get your full rights as a citizen to vote and stuff like that. You had to serve in the military
and get a laser tattoo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh God, it just reminded me of just
how bad
Casper
that movie was.
Van Diem's bad acting. It was just really bad.
Well, let's hope we get. I guess there's no speculation. They don't even have a director yet.
Yeah, it's still a ways out. So
yeah, but it's still a great franchise. I'd be excited to see it because they hammed it up too, which I think they kind of realized we don't really have a good budget. Let's just make it a B film and embrace it, and I think it worked.
Yeah,
so
it's one of those that you just watch and you check your mind at the door. Just watch it.
Totally. Bugs getting shot.
Yep.
You go wrong. I thought it was like a preview for Halo. It's just like
yeah.
Okay, so just when we thought Sandman was down and out, upon Neil Gaiman's exit from the TV series, I just ruined it, gave away the punchline. He wants it to be a TV series. He thinks it would be a better TV series than a movie, which that way,
I could see that.
Episodically, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Right, with all the comics he did.
Yeah.
Right, like the first 2 or 3 volumes
he wrote
of
it
Sandman.
that way.
Right, where it deviated and there was side stories and stuff, and we'd follow the Corinthian for 2 issues.
And
or
it was like broken up into like this. The first 8 issues were
Preludes and Nocturnes.
A certain
Dream
story.
Country and
so he wrote it that way.
Look, I'm just happy it's still in conversation.
Yeah,
because we're always worried about the comic book bubble.
Yep,
just like everything else. So anyway. When it was announced that Gaiman, the writer of Sandman, would get the big screen treatment, it seemed like a dream come true for the fans of the seminal DC Vertigo series. Finally, what is considered to be one of the greatest comic book runs would be adapted to film. Yet the project has lingered in production limbo, and Eric Heiser, the latest screenwriter brought on to adapt the comic, has told IO9 that he's now left the project. So I'm hoping we get it resurrected as a TV series.
Yeah, it would make sense.
And what network might pick it up would be really, really great. So anyway, hopes out for that. I think it would be really, really awesome if we went for that.
Yeah.
So a little bit, that should have been a good transition for movie and TV news, but I just blew it. All right, let's talk a little bit about, let's do some outliers first before we get into the biggies. I was so excited to see yesterday the sequel trailer for Trainspotting is coming out.
Yeah.
And they're calling it T2, which I find a little bit funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I've watched the trailer, trying to figure out what they're saying.
Oh, I love it. Oh, yeah,
it's like,
oh boy,
somebody turn caption.
Drug deal, yeah.
Because I have no idea what they're saying. Their accents are so thick.
Yeah, totally. I want to get my friend Thomas Salam.
Yes.
Right, just to sort of do the closed caption for us.
He needs to do that. We need to take him along to watch this movie.
Exactly. Yeah. I bet if we have a little scotch too, we'd probably get it.
Oh,
our ears would adjust and be like, "Whoa,
that helps."
It's like the gillyweed. We can swim underwater now.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's out. We'll post it on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
It looks really good. I think it's going to be a fantastic movie. All right. Rob Liefeld's Evangeline is coming to the big screen via Paramount. So Paramount Pictures has acquired the film rights to Evangeline. I believe that's how you say it. The demon-fighting angel created by Rob Liefeld and Kathy Christian. According to Deadline, Akiva Goldsman is on board to produce the feature with the possibility of directing. Liefeld confirmed the news this afternoon on Twitter. It's apparently being pitched as like John Wick with a fallen angel. And Evangeline was introduced in 1995 as one of the most powerful angels in heaven's war host, feared even by the demons of hell. So could be a cool supernatural demonic type of thing. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, look, it started with Antarctic Press in '95, and then it went
to Image.
Yeah. In 2011, they had a new Evangeline, however you pronounce it, ongoing series at Image Comics.
Cool. So apparently it's screen worthy. Or squeam worthy.
Yeah, that too.
That was my Freudian slip. All right, let's get into some biggie things here. So the new Wonder Woman trailer is bananas good.
Yeah.
It's way more action shots. The cool scene of Steve Trevor crashing and then Diana
and her
diving into the water.
Yeah.
That's looked incredible.
That
And she
was
doesn't even
really
look
good.
concerned. She's like, he'll probably drown.
Yeah.
I'll get him. Maybe they have a Baywatch writer. Because she did move kind of slow as she was running to dive. Just saying. But it's really good. Check it out. It's up on the Facebook page as well. We'll make sure that that's something that we keep, because I think everybody's so excited. They think that Wonder Woman's going to be the redemption movie for DC.
Yeah.
As far as things go. For the populace, I think they've been doing a great job.
I think they've been doing okay. I mean,
as a fan.
Yeah, there was issues with that I have that I have laboriously went over and over issues that I had with the different movies.
Yes.
But overall, they've been entertaining, and that's the whole thing.
They haven't had as many as Marvel.
Exactly.
So when they get that, half dozen under their belt, I feel like it's going to be good.
Yeah. They're
There's
starting
been
to,
some stinkers out there for Marvel. Let's just not say that all of the sequels of all
Oh
of the
no.
ones have
Anything
been great.
past Iron Man 1 was
Like 2 and 3?
was crap.
Man.
was
Yeah, it
absolute
wasn't that
crap.
good. Right. It wasn't that good. Arguably, I think Winter Soldier was probably the best. Even Civil War, like, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. It wasn't great. You know what I mean? It like kind of had to happen. But it was like Civil War being such a great story in Marvel Comics history, like really winning the sort of like I guess contemporary age. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't think it really held up. But they have Infinity Gauntlet in the back pocket. That's going to be
that's going to be awesome.
stupidly good.
Yeah, exactly.
Bananas, avocado's good. We're just going to use all sorts of weird fruits.
Right.
Lychee fruit good. This is cool. So Kiersey Clemens has just been reported to have shot a cameo for the upcoming Justice League movie as Iris West.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is she the one that's cast for the Flash movie?
I believe so.
Okay, I would assume so.
But they're sticking with how the TV show has done it, where Iris is African American.
Okay,
So
cool,
that's cool. I think she's made her mark. Candace Patton.
nice. Yeah.
So fantastic. That's good. I like that they're keeping some of those standards without having the universes crisscross, right, with actors. I think that's a nice differentiator with what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a trailer for an incredibly cool sci-fi movie that's coming out with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt called what the heck is it called? No, what is it called? Oh my God, I didn't write down.
You
what
didn't
it's
write
called.
that part.
I didn't write that part down.
I think I saw
It's like
what you're talking about.
So sorry. Here, let's see.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
Passengers.
Passengers. Thank you.
Yes, I remember
so
seeing
much.
seeing this trailer earlier.
It looks really good. So it's an original sci-fi sort of breakout type thing that's not been in any like franchises.
Yeah, they're traveling to a distant colony planet, transporting thousands of people. It has a malfunction in its sleep chambers. As a result, 2 passengers are awakened 90 years early.
Yeah.
And from the trailer, you get the impression towards the end that she finds out that he did it.
Ooh.
He did it on purpose. If I
Well,
remember
he
the
says,
trailer.
like, we were awoken for a purpose.
Yeah, yeah.
And I guess we're meant to discover what that is. But
Yeah.
they're calling this sort of a Guardians of the Galaxy Hunger Games mashup movie. Or they're saying, no, it's not, but that it may have greater connections to things like 2001 and be a little more cerebral than what we've seen with some space
I'm
movies
all
lately.
for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks really, really good. And I always have, that's one of my favorite science fiction trope is the generation ship, where you're basically taking an entire population to go somewhere and start a colony.
Right.
That's
And
always,
cryo is like always the stasis sleep.
Yeah. Or just they're there and they know that they're not going to make it. Their grandchildren will. So they have like a society.
Weird thing. Yeah. And then lastly here, the Beauty and the Beast remake looks incredible so far. So they've released some photos. We know Emma Watson's playing Belle. And there's other voice actors. I didn't write them all down for the list here, but they did some behind the scenes photos and some test photos where they show how all the animated characters look. like a Gaston, and then the Beast himself, and then Chip and Mother Potts.
Dale.
Nope, Dale's not in this one. The Rescue Rangers are down under.
Oh, dang it.
Still. And then
wow.
Right? Look how they look. It's
They look
incredible.
really good.
So these CG characters are going to be sort of in an interaction with. But I mean, look, Emma Watson. Think about like Dobby the house elf.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to pull this off brilliantly, and I think this is going to be probably one of their most
Beast looks
CG
really good.
Heavy ones that they've done. I mean, Maleficent was pretty heavy with all the magic.
Yeah.
But I think this one, having so many characters being animated or animation driven, it's going to have to be just amazing.
The Beast looks really good.
He looks like a beast.
He
It's
looks like a
amazing.
beast, yeah.
He's a beast. So this is part of the ongoing live action remakes of Disney's greatest classics. So I can't wait for the Black Cauldron. I don't know if they're going to do that one, but that would be cool. I'm just saying.
Oh,
This is more of an ask than a suggestion.
You hit me in my my young middle school heart there. That's where when I discovered the Lloyd Alexander books that the Black Cauldron is
based
part
on?
of.
How cool.
Yeah. And it's not the first one. That's I never understood why they made that one.
I don't know.
The Book of Three is the first book in the series. Black Cauldron is the second one.
Well, the Black Cauldron sounds so much more badass to me. That's
true.
why.
Well, if you see the cover of the Book of Three, it's a dude wearing a giant helmet with antlers. It's
like the evil knight
It's a
guy?
skull helmet with deer antlers coming out of it.
Ooh, I love
That's badass right there.
All right. Well, then they should have called it Skull Antlers, Tim.
The new movie, Skull Antlers.
Yeah, really. Way to go, marketing.
Drop the ball.
Dropping the ball. All right, let's shift over to TV news.
Sweet.
And we got a list
lot,
here
yeah.
of shows. So we're going to go through a show at a time and just sort of give some brief synopses, some thoughts. Timmy and I have been pretty good about keeping up with everything. There's just so much stuff to watch now.
There is.
It's kind of crazy.
It really is, yeah.
And we're not going to get to every show, but really our favorites, right? The Berlanti-verse, Walking Dead, and then a couple of outliers.
Which we haven't talked about.
The season premiere.
Season premiere of Walking Dead.
Well, we're gonna. We'll save it for the end because that's big.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with Supergirl. Right, we'll go through the days. So Monday night is Supergirl, so she's our first on the list.
Did we talk about? I don't remember. It's been 2 weeks, so we saw the first.
Supergirl aired first.
Okay.
Out of everything, Supergirl and Flash.
So we saw the first one with Superman.
Yes.
And we talked about last time we had a show. We talked about him.
And then the first Flash episode as well.
Yeah. I loved the guy even more than the second episode. I think he killed it. I mean, except for his height. I wish he was just a little bit taller, but I can deal with that. I mean, Dean Cain wasn't that tall.
He's a little skinny too for Superman.
Yeah.
And the suit is very much, and I'm sorry to say this suit is very much Nicolas Cage style.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah. But I liked his portrayal better. That was the thing that sold me on him was his portrayal
of Clark
and Superman. Both. Yeah. There was something that's missing from Henry Cavill is that sense of hope that Clark always has.
Right.
He's not a mopey SOB, just always brooding and looking off in the distance.
Yeah. Did I leave the iron on?
Yeah, it was. I mean, he the little wink he gave the kid that he saved. I think that was in the first episode.
Oh yeah.
He saves the family from Gotham. That says that screw this, we're going back to Gotham.
Where it's safer. Yeah.
Where it's safer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not true.
That's not true at all. But yeah, he saved them, and then he turns and looks at the kids and gives him a little wink, and it was like that's sums
Superman.
up. That's Superman, exactly. And
Henry Cavill, we were saying this, he's New 52 Superman, right?
Yeah.
If you know in the comic world, they made New 52 Superman a jerk.
It was a jerk, absolutely.
And I'm reading that now, and I'm learning. I'm like, damn, you're a jerk.
See, I was right.
Oh, you're
now
so
to
right.
Read it. Yeah.
Absolutely right.
This dude's not a nice person.
No, not even
close. Yeah.
Not even close, yeah. So we agree that the Superman's well played. He's sort of now back in Metropolis.
Yes, yeah,
right?
He went back home, yeah.
But he stayed in National City for a while, helped out a couple things.
I'm sure we're going to see him again. I don't know if it'll be this season, but we'll see him back on there again, I'm sure.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
But then they figured out how to eject all the kryptonite, right? He was always
they got rid of
having a problem.
That was his problem
Hank.
with John.
John, yep.
Yeah, because he had kryptonite there.
Right.
Which you can understand that. That's
Yeah.
I mean, that's a problem.
I mean, the red
It's something that could
kryptonite?
kill me. Have they introduced the other? What they did? They did do a red kryptonite, didn't they?
Yeah, last season they did
Yeah.
where Kara like lost her mind and was
Yeah.
like,
She went all
she's
bad.
like scratching her neck. She's like, "You gonna eat that?"
I need a fix, man.
Yeah. But so far this season, I was gonna say this semester, but it just syncs up that way.
Yeah.
To school night. Kara is now promoted to reporter as
Mm-hmm.
Kat is on her way out towards a new life. Right. We know it's because of production schedules
Yeah.
and stuff, and moving the production from
She didn't want
California,
to be there all the time.
up to Vancouver. Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Kat ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah.
Kalista, she ain't.
She's
got
got she's hanging out with Harrison Ford, so
That's right.
she ain't moving up to Vancouver.
Well, he's dead now. Kylo killed him. So
Well, yeah.
sorry.
Spoiler.
Too soon. But then we introduced Snapper Carr, who is a comic book regular.
Dude, I love him.
He's so brash and
Dude,
just like,
our friend Chris Carpenter texted me the other day and said, I could, if there's a little web series of just him just berating reporters.
yeah, just knocking
Just
him down.
like knocking them down one after another. He said, I'd watch that.
I wonder if they like record like 25 of those where he just like goes through and they're like, which one's going to be like the most scathing? you know?
Exactly. Yeah. It just
Like,
let him
did you just
rip into
graduate?
somebody.
But Snapper over exerts his power a little bit, and then Jimmy comes in and sort of steps
Jimmy
in.
has
Is
to
like,
snap
I'm
him
actually
back.
going to be, you
Yeah.
know, editor in chief now, and you're going to work here.
which was cool. I mean, it was nice to see him assert himself because she gave him her job essentially.
Yeah.
He's now Cat Grant basically.
That's right.
So he does need to assert himself, and Snapper has a tendency to overstep his bounds. So he needs to be pulled back.
And I think he's in his new role really well. He's a bullpen manager.
Oh,
He-
yeah,
He
yeah.
just makes sure everybody's on task
Yep.
and is like a real hard editor, hard
And
nosed.
this week's episode, I had issues with the CW app, so I've only watched like 20 minutes of it. But he actually is, even in his brash, like browbeating way, he's teaching her.
Yeah, he
He's like,
tells her like,
you came to me with a half baked idea. Bring me a story.
right.
He's like, she says, oh, here's the story, and he's like, well, where's your evidence? Where's your sources? Where's this? Where's this? Where's this?
Right.
You brought me a half baked idea. Go get the story and bring it to me.
And she does.
Yeah.
She nails it. She gets like the one, like she's zeroed out. Everybody has 1, 2, 3, or 4 stories live. She goes from 0 to 1. She,
Yeah.
she ekes off, and it's a great moment. And he's like, "Good job, Danvers."
Yeah. Yeah.
Rah, rah,
The,
you know,
the grudging respect.
Totally. So that's sort of evolving for her. She's stepping up at the DEO. And then we got a ton of new characters. So let's just
Yeah.
talk quick about that. So we have Maggie Sawyer, right?
Yep.
Who originally I thought was Renee Montoya, and I was like,
She does.
"Oh."
Yeah. That's the thing. It's being called Maggie Sawyer, but Maggie Sawyer and Renee Montoya
Are almost the same.
Yeah, they're very
persona.
similar. Yeah. So yeah, you could make a case it's either one. It's both of them like mashed together into one character.
But Renee becomes the question, right, later
Yes,
on.
Yes.
So, I mean, Maggie's not going to
I don't think that's going to happen.
No,
No.
she's just a cop.
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
We also now have, what's her sister's name?
Alex.
Alex
Yeah.
and her are getting along great.
They're getting
They're
along
doing
great. Yeah.
A ton of conspiring, really.
Yeah, and working really well together as a team. I think Maggie may want it to be a little more.
I think so. Yeah.
But you never know. I mean, there
Well-
may be some kind of romance build there.
That'd be great, right? I mean, I don't think I've ever seen Alex date anybody, so we don't
She
know
went out
what
with
her.
Max Lord,
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Yeah.
All
She
right.
went out
Well,
with
that's
Max Lord.
That's interesting.
but
yeah.
that was kind of halfway a mission.
Yeah, begrudgingly, like, yes, tell me more about your top secret
Exactly.
work there.
While I
sir.
plant this bug over here.
Yeah.
Yep. Pay no attention.
But the most exciting thing of all is that we have Megan, right? The Miss Martian.
McGann Moore's
Yes.
Miss Martian.
Who shows up and in episode 2 and like
Yep.
John freaks out and he's like, "Oh, can we bond?" Like instantly, it's like, "Whoa,
Yeah, dude, slow it down, man.
whoa."
And yeah, they tried to. I think they, with this episode this week, I think they realized that seemed a little weird, and so he's trying to explain it to Kara and Alex, and also the like the people watching.
Yeah, like a
they're
sounding
okay,
board.
It sounds a little weird, but it's different.
It's just weird.
Yeah, it's still weird, but
It's like the Vulcan mind meld.
yeah.
A little bit. But in this latest episode, we sort of find this alien fight club, and there's like a bunch of villains, including a Roulette, who's sort of the maestro of like all this, getting all these aliens from around the globe illegally to fight in like a to the death type of thing. So after going through all these rounds and everything like that, Megan and John go head to head, right? And they're like, "Oh, 2 green Martians, it's going to be great," and everything. And then they end up not fighting each other. He convinces her, but then they have to take on Draga, who's like this super angry alien,
nasty dude.
And Mon-El recognizes him from fighting on Warworld, which is out in the Kryptonian Daxon, whatever. Where when he said he was protecting the royal family, he went to Warworld and he saw Draga fight. And he said that he took like a blade to the knee and that he has a weakened nerve cluster or something. So Kara sees it and goes, "That's my jam."
I'm all over that.
And then does some sidekick and then knocks him out in like one shot.
Oh, okay. See, I haven't seen that part of the episode, but the mention
Sorry
of
to spoil it for you.
That's fine. It ain't like I'm not going to watch it. But the mention of Warworld, do you know who the leader of Warworld is?
Lobo.
Mongol.
Who's Mongol?
He's the one who destroyed Coast City.
Oh, wow. So then we may be getting another seed for the Lantern is what you're saying.
Oh, essentially. Man. I mean, it's definitely a big presence in the comics.
But they've been hinting Lantern in Flash the whole time.
But now they're all going to be connected. So
they're all Magellan.
That's right. Gellan like Magellan.
Yeah.
So, that's anytime they pull in something like that specifically from the comics, it's usually not by accident. And it usually makes me like kick my feet like a little 6-year-old.
You're a great tech detective, I got to tell you, man. So we got some stuff to look forward to. Mon-El is starting to come into his own, and I think it's going to be a great season. It's already kicked off, and it's just been doing really well.
Yeah, I
think
some
corniness, but some really funny lines at the same time.
Yeah,
like I mean, just they're getting good. I think what our friend Just Jess calls the CW sass.
Yeah,
like when she said that, I was like, "What's she talking about?" But now I see it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
absolutely. There's still some spots in the writing that are hit and miss.
CBS sap.
But they're getting their legs under them. Totally. I feel like, and I really see that they're not. When the show first started, the first like 3 episodes were really, for me, really difficult to watch.
I remember you railing against that.
And then the 4th episode was the first time I was able to just watch and enjoy and not be broken out of it by something that was just really
stupid.
Bad. Yeah, and stupid. But they've really dialed it in towards the end of the season, and now even with the switch over networks, they kept essentially the same crew, production crew, and
Berlanti,
and
CBS
the cast. Kept them all together, so they've been able to make the transition with little. I mean, you can't really tell, other than the fact that they're not in the old bunker for the DEO, and now they're in town.
Yeah,
that's really the only huge change that they've had.
That's it. I wonder if the bunker was the only.
It was just another set, and they were like, okay, this can be made into the other, like the set that is Catco. The other side of that set can be made into the DEO
headquarters, right? Which is like downstairs next to the Starbucks.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just a whole lot easier to do it that way.
Near NC Jitters.
Exactly.
NC Shakes. All right, well, let's go to Central City real quick, where the real Jitters lives, because I think we're excited about the upcoming episodes for Supergirl as well. But holy wow, this is the crux of everything this season in all the shows, Flashpoint. Yep. So we can almost just call this whole season of every show just Flashpoint, like Supergirl, Flashpoint, blah, 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 blah. But we did talk about the first episode, the season premiere, which was incredible. Mm-hmm. But now we're in the brand new timeline. So Barry's gone back, right? Saved, allowed Fawn to kill his mom by stopping himself.
But
and
there's
now,
still a lot of stuff that's screwed up.
Totally.
And he keeps running into stuff. It's like, yeah, this is my fault. And
Yeah.
he has to own up to it. I mean, he has to realize that you did this.
But what's interesting is in the wake of Barry's stuff, he's created a villain who's like pushing that haunting, which is alchemy.
Yeah,
right, which is this new villain.
It's going to be
in the
interesting how they do with him, because apparently alchemy may be one of those characters that can sense the different timelines, because he's going to people who were powered in Flashpoint.
Like while the kickoff for next
they teased that Wally's going to him
having the dreams.
Yeah.
And if he molts, right, like all the other people have, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, leaving skins everywhere.
That's right.
Kind of nasty.
But a lot of people have been saying that the Tom Felton may be alchemy, but I believe we've seen them in the same space in the last
Not
episode.
alchemy, I don't think.
Who was it? Was it the
That
other?
was the kid.
The bad meta. The one with the drone who was like flying making the hologram monster.
Yeah, they were in the same place.
That kid has Imperial technology. Like,
Dude,
how did he get that hologram to look that good?
Exactly, yeah.
Where the cops are like shooting through it. Like,
yeah, it was like, okay, right now you're going to go to jail. You'll be out in like a couple years, and then you'll have a job.
Yeah. You're going to go work for...
Yeah, because he's...
Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
That thing was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like really gorgeous. One thing that we didn't say, so sorry, was at the end of the last episode of Supergirl, just before John goes after their Royal Rumble fight, because I was about to say the monster in Flash looked like the White Martian.
Yeah.
She reveals herself to be a White Martian.
As a White Martian,
and she's damn ugly.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry to say, but she's
they destroyed the entire planet, so...
Why, because they ugly? Like,
What, maybe?
why you gotta just put rage on people like that? Just because Green Martians look
so
a little
ugly.
less ugly
You're
than
so
you.
ugly, you destroyed the planet.
You made the beautiful people die. The beautiful green people.
That's bad.
We talked about alchemy, his sensing of these things. Wally in this timeline is powerless, but Jessie Quick is powered. She's developed powers, I guess, from the energy blast in the previous season. But now we have so the Wells and Jessie went back to Earth 2.
Yes.
And then they went and picked a new Wells
Yeah.
from somewhere else. And it's just been found out that he is an absolute fraud.
He's a BS artist.
He is, what's his name? Eugene in Walking Dead.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he just told everybody, like, I know what's going on.
We'd eat Michael Cutlass come in and kick his ass.
Yeah, right. Mr. Harrison Wells, I believe you have stolen my position as the fraudulent smart guy.
But he makes a case that he can be useful because he's the idea guy.
He's the idea guy. He's like, I come up with it, you do it.
Yeah.
No.
It doesn't work that way.
Don't do that, dude. But things are really mounting up. I mean, it's starting to become a really cool season. The villains are quite interesting. I can't wait to see what happens with Wally.
Yeah.
And we've been speculating with the crossover episode that's coming in probably many weeks from now.
Yeah.
That will be a musical. But man, it'd be so cool. Like, I pitched on the Flash Chat show that I went with Jess. You couldn't be there, sorry.
I could not. No.
But I represented us. That I think that they'll do a Robert Queen
It's possible, yeah.
Arrow to be
Yep.
Batman, type of thing.
And I loved it when you and Flash Chat for people who don't know. Here in where we are in Charlotte, the CW affiliate here does a YouTube
premiere podcast.
A YouTube podcast called Flash Chat every week. We were last season we were on both of us with a guy from another podcast, Chad and Wes, and he was also on that episode with you.
That's right. Yeah.
But when you laid that out for them, like watching everybody go, oh,
the Jay Garrick.
No, the Robert Queen deal. When
everybody
was just like, whoa, that's an interesting idea.
Well, I mean, we spoke about the kickoff preview stuff, and they said a dead character was coming back.
Yeah.
Right. We pretty much. Well, I guess I read too that Laurel is not coming back.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think what they're going to do in the 100th episode is it's going to be flashbacks. You're going to see Maura. You're going to see Robert. You're going to see
Tommy.
Tommy probably.
Yeah. But Ray.
Yeah. So.
Or Roy. Roy, not Ray. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what they're going to be back on there.
Cool.
Or again, we don't know for sure what all it's going. And it's possible a case could be made that they're in a separate timeline.
Mm-hmm.
The Arrow show we're watching is not where Barry visited and talked to Felicity.
It could be. But
because we saw Felicity, but we didn't see Oliver
Ollie or anybody.
Anybody.
Right. But now John and Lena,
they have a little boy.
Yeah.
Who
Connor
grows
Hawk.
up to be Connor Hawk.
Who we saw already.
Yep.
Right, in the alternate verse or whatever, when everything went crazy.
Yeah, with the legends.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what's gonna happen?
I don't know.
Be great. I think it's gonna be really great. But I'm hoping. I'm just gonna put it out there because I'm sorry. I don't want to ever be this way, but I totally called that John Wesley shit was gonna play Jay Garrick. Come on.
Yeah.
It just seems so corny that it had to be like TV sap goodiness.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it worked. Everybody lost their mind. It was great. So I think that would be really cool. Is that because it would be a redemption story, I think for Oliver and his dad. I mean, because they never, and then talking about the Bratva flashbacks, Oliver had to denounce his family.
Yep.
So he says that he's like, my father's dead, and
And Dolph Lundgren is coming up as the Bratva boss.
No way.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
I must break you.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Go for
Here's
it.
a piece of iron. Russian.
I fight for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just went off on a Rocky IV riff. Sorry.
You did. Rocky IV. That was my favorite. Kept the series alive. That's why they called it IV.
Nice.
So, all right. Flash is doing great. The exciting series. So the preview for next week is Wally's having the dreams.
Yeah.
So he may become powered.
Yeah.
But then, of course, Caitlin became a lot more Killer. I was going to say Emma Frost, but Killer Frost like, and she went to go see her mom.
Yeah. Who's a piece of work.
Oh yeah, career lady, who would not let her.
But and Emma pointed
killing her.
My daughter Emma pointed this out as we were watching.
Mm-hmm.
It's like something is taking over her.
Well, the eyes.
The eye, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like magenta, same thing.
Yeah, right.
It's like something is taking over her. So maybe that's something that how they can address it is that it's something that's causing her to do this, like magenta, and they address that. But maybe she won't become Killer Frost.
But it's different than like the way that people have been getting powers through alchemy.
Yeah.
She's not doing that seemingly. But she saved Barry from the Mirror Master.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Mirror Master? I mean, he's a huge Flash villain.
I loved it.
They did a great job, right?
They did an awesome job, yeah.
And then when he went and punched, I was like, oh my God, that's like Flash of Fury.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
We got to break all the things to find the guy with the screw-on claw.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the way they did it. It was nice to see anytime something's brought in from specifically straight from the comics. I love it.
Killer. Just no stupid costume. I like him in a suit versus in that orange and green,
and the green
nonsense with the gun.
Originally he had a gun. Yeah, that was and they mentioned Wells mentioned that they had a Mirror Master on Earth 2. Oh. And he gave the name. That was another guy who's gone by Mirror Master. He's the original Mirror Master.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
A way to explain it. Yeah.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's talk about Arrow.
Okay.
So, so we got the new team, right, that has Mr. Terrific. Also, another great reference, because he's like, I wear this jacket because of the great wrestler, Terry Sloan, right, who was the original Mr. Terrific. Yeah. What's his name? Terrence, is it? Or what's his name who plays the real name of Mr. Terrific?
Curtis.
Curtis.
Yeah.
Drops that.
Cool.
Wild Dog's like, you're just corny, man. Shut up with that. And we have a new baddie named Prometheus.
Speaking of Wild Dog, I got my Wild Dog #1 off of off of eBay. I used to have it, and it's like I wanted it again. So
oh my God,
I got it. Unfortunately, I had to pay like $6 for it instead of the $1 it should have been.
Yeah.
because he's now on the TV show. But
Oh, you should have went to Dave's Comics before it was gone. I bet they would have had it.
he probably had it. Yeah,
He's done now.
I spent a lot of money in his store before he closed.
Well, we like Dave, so. it's
Oh
all
yeah,
good.
yeah, we love Dave. So,
Yeah.
and I got a lot of cool comics out of it. So,
So a couple things in Arrow is that like the new team, it consists of Mr. Terrific, Wild Dog, now Ragman, and then who's the slack canary? She's not so slack anymore.
I don't know if they're calling her Artemis now.
It is
but-
Artemis.
they are calling her
They're
Artemis.
going
Okay.
for it. Yep.
Okay.
And Diggle got caught and set up by his military unit over in a
Yeah.
mission, and he got locked up in the brig,
Not cool.
and then Oliver broke him out.
Oh, see, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen this week's episode. So
And I'm going to spoil it for you. He
It's
came
okay.
back. He is full Spartan.
nice.
And
Cool.
okay, so Tobias Church captures Wild Dog and tortures him, and then Tobias finds out from Wild Dog that Oliver is Arrow,
Oh,
and then they go to try and kill Oliver, and we find out that Human Target has been a hired operative to wear a mask and pretend to be so many people in the episode. It's quite amazing.
wow.
You know Human Target? I had to look him up.
I know the name.
I thought he was the Question at first because he rips off his face and he's a whole nother person. But apparently this Human Target can take he's like a super master of disguise, and he can take on the form of anybody. And what he specializes in is faking deaths.
Oh,
So when Church tried to pull the hit on Oliver, it was Human Target who took the bullets,
ah.
and Oliver lived.
Notable aliases: Oliver Queen.
Yes.
Wow. Numerous identities, impersonates his clients to protect them. Cool.
Yeah, so he's body double essentially.
Yeah.
He's great. But now we have this sort of unknown ninja dude running around who has like this weird talking thing and like
There have been several Human Target TV shows.
really
One on
when I never heard of this.
1992 on ABC
Wow,
and
based on this character.
in 2010 on Fox.
All right. Well,
Rick Springfield played him in 1992.
man,
Don't talk to strangers.
yeah. Jesse's girl.
That's right.
That's right. So we've got that character now. We have this like unknown ninja dude who like wears this helmet and talks like Vader type of thing.
Okay.
And works for Church, and Church has hired him to like take down the Arrow. But then Prometheus, the like lurking, dark-faced Arrow archer guy,
Yeah.
said to Church like, "You were
He's
supposed
mine.
to, yeah, he's mine. You're not to interfere with whatever." And right at the end of the episode, Prometheus puts a ninja star right in Church's neck.
He ninja'd him.
But dude, Church was badass. I mean, he beat
Oh,
the
yeah.
crap out of Wild Dog.
Yeah,
And,
oh,
like, they
yeah.
tased
Well, he's a
him
big
and,
dude.
like-
I mean,
Oh,
so now he's died on 2 comic book shows.
yeah. Maybe some Walking Dead.
yeah, he was on-
Tyrone,
he was
right?
Tyrese
Tyrese.
on Walking Dead. And
was
now
sad.
he's died on in 2 comic properties.
I know,
Wow.
it's rough. But I read, and this might be speculation, that the unknown ninja dude might be Yao Fei,
Oh,
who was the first man to train Ollie on
Yeah.
the island, the old guy.
Wow.
Even though he like died,
yeah,
and they buried him next to Queen's dad, to Robert Queen,
yeah.
at least on the show. So
But you
that's
never
crazy.
know. It's comic books. You never know.
You never know. Really cool thing that they've announced is Talia al Ghul will be on the show in a reoccurring role.
We saw her as a in a flashback as a kid.
Right. Running in, right, and
Yeah.
Nanda Parbat. Yeah. So
So now
she's
I guess
full
we'll
grown.
have it,
She's
yeah.
been cast. She looks great. I mean, it's going to be different than Nessa, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be interesting.
Yeah.
So that's good for Arrow. Let's talk about Legends real quick. So a quick recap on the season so far is that Rip is gone and the team is changing and evolving, right? And Snart's gone, obviously, as well. Okay, but sorry, in the second episode, the JSA shows up.
Oh,
Like
yeah. I haven't seen
full
that one
on.
yet. I've got to binge this
Steel.
weekend and catch up. Yeah.
We have the Citizen Steel and then Captain Steel
Yeah.
or Commander Steel.
Commander Steel. Yeah.
And they go back to the 40s because they see in the timeline that the Nazis have exploded a nuclear weapon at New York City.
Okay, that
And
one
they
I
have to
did
go
see.
and stop it.
Yeah.
And it's a torpedo that hits the island.
Okay.
That's how they do it. So it's already been a lot of fun, and it's done a great job of sort of combining pop culture, DC Comics trivia, and beautiful yet goofy period costumes.
Yeah.
And sets make a supremely comic booky adventure show. So it's getting great reviews. And they've been so far to Renaissance era France, dinosaur times, the Salem witch trials, World War II, and feudal Japan. The Shogun episode is awesome.
Oh, cool.
So this Japanese Shogun.
I may be like 2 weeks behind.
Yeah, you're
Legend. I got to get to work.
You're pretty weak. Yep. And behind. So this Shogun dude steals Ray Palmer's armor.
Oh.
And he's brutal. So he like somehow just manages to learn how to use it.
Yeah, of course.
And they're like, Ray, why can't he operate? He's like, well, I made it so an idiot could operate it.
Nice.
Okay, so this one's really good. The upcoming episode for next week, they go to one of the most dangerous time periods they've ever faced. Reagan's America.
Oh, that's not true. The 80s. Nobody got hurt in the 80s.
Well,
come on.
Yeah.
Everybody was happy.
Yeah. And then also, this is cool. So we saw a bunch of JSA members.
Mm-hmm.
Vixen gets like sucked into the ship. She like is she wants to beat down Black Canary and stuff like that. Like, they think that they're bad guys. And the Legends. And she like sneaks onto the ship and now is sort of a part of the team. Oh, cool. She's in the time stream.
Sarah has done an awesome job to step up.
Oh, as leader.
Yeah, as the leader. Yeah.
Well, you got to see when Rex Tyler, who's the leader of the JSA in this episode.
Yeah, he's like ignoring her.
Yeah, he's like, I will speak to the old man because he is clearly the leader.
I did see that. Yeah, and then he just like he's like, okay, and he like went with it, and then he has no idea what he's doing.
At it. Yeah, he's not a leader.
Yeah, so I have seen that part. Yeah,
and there's a great singing part by Martin Stein, which I'll just let you see. I won't spoil that for you.
Wow, I didn't know he could.
He sings Edelweiss for the Nazis. Because he pretends to be a world famous singer, and because they swallowed a pill that lets you speak any language, he just sings Edelweiss in English, and it comes across, and all the commanders are like crying, like all the Nazi commanders.
That is awesome.
But this is cool. The CW has released photos from the episode entitled "Compromise," which will include the reveal of Lance Henriksen, who was
nice.
In Aliens. He played the android. And Millennium, and he'll be Obsidian.
Yep.
Who we didn't see his face. You just hear him in the JSA episode.
Yeah.
He's badass.
Nice.
And that's supposed to be the son of Alan Scott.
That is the son of Alan Scott. Yep. And Lance Henriksen in an interview confirmed that all that stuff is the stuff from the comic book is part of this character. He's Alan Scott's son. He's gay. He was a villain first before he became a hero and joined the JSA. So he confirmed that all that stuff is part of this character.
Well, good, because then like there must be more history with the JSA.
Yep.
Because the team is not the general team.
Yeah, exactly.
It's sort of like others, like some B and D list folks. Frankly, so. All right, this is pretty cool. Just before we get into Walking Dead, some Defenders news. The casting updates for Marvel Netflix upcoming Defenders team-up miniseries coming as the show adds more and more supporting characters from Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage. The latest trio to be cast includes Claire Temple, Rosario Dawson, Trish Walker by Rachel Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
And then Stick will be Scott Glenn.
Cool.
Which will be cool.
Yeah, I think I'm...
You done with season 2 of Daredevil?
I'm done with season 2 of Daredevil.
I'm
Luke Cage? At like 11
of
episodes of Luke Cage.
Oh, man, you got to wrap it up.
Good, Black Mariah ain't no joke.
All right, so Cottonmouth's dead, right?
Yes.
You've seen all that stuff unfold.
She beat him to death with a mic stand. Holy crap.
Yeah, and Shades, how in control Shades is.
Yeah, he's the little puppet master behind the scenes.
Even though he works for Stryker, still. And their fight, you haven't seen Stryker and Cage fight yet?
No.
Okay,
I saw the last thing I saw, he got shot.
With that super bullet.
The super bullet, and he's bleeding, and he's...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's interesting, the way they got to work that out.
Yeah.
So that's going to be great. Another trio of cast members were added just yesterday. Eldon Henson as Foggy.
Cool.
Carrie Ann Moss as Jerry Hogarth.
Nice.
And Eka Darville as Malcolm Ducasa, or Ducasi, will appear on the show. So
who is that? I don't recognize that name.
Is
he from one of the...
I'm not sure. Malcolm Ducasse, Ducasse, will appear on the show. But then also, while you look that up, Netflix confirmed that Simone Missick will play Misty Knight, and Deborah Ann Wall, Karen Page, will also appear on the show. So folks from Luke Cage.
Malcolm Ducassi was Jessica's the black guy that was strung out by Kilgrave.
Oh, right. Who had the dreads.
Yep.
Who was like her neighbor,
Yep.
and she set him straight.
Yep.
And then we'll have,
That's
of course, Iron Fist, Finn Jones.
Let me tell you something. If Misty Knight doesn't get a robotic arm at some point, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well, wasn't she shot? But she's all right, like in the shoulder or something,
Yeah.
right? All right.
That was the thing. As soon as she got shot, I was like, oh, they're gonna give her the arm.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome.
All right, so let's get it into Walking Dead, but we just want to say one quick thing because we haven't watched the show.
We haven't watched this week's.
Ghost Rider is incredible.
Oh yeah,
I've seen
the first
super duper.
First two episodes of this new season of Agents of Shield, or as our friend Joey Navarro said, he's digging this new Ghost Rider show. The Shield B story is okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I love the Ghost Rider story set up against the Shield story. That sounds really rad. But I just want to make a quick mention because that's really the biggest thing going on in that show right now, aside from other character changes.
Yeah, they have. I haven't watched it yet, but they did show another Ghost Rider.
Oh, another one, right? That might be Johnny Blaze.
We're pretty sure it's Johnny Blaze. Again, from our friend John Navarra in his Facebook status.
Yeah.
Kind of ruined it for me. But yeah, I've got to catch up. I watched the first two episodes of that, and the guy playing Robbie Reyes is awesome. Yeah. And the transformation, just the, say, 15 seconds that he transforms from Robbie Reyes to Ghost Rider is better in both the two Ghost Rider movies.
Damn, Con Air.
It was awesome. The effects look great. Absolutely great.
I mean, come on. You can't come from Raising Arizona to just do that. All right, let's talk about The Walking Dead, which I know we have 2 episodes so far. The premiere was absolutely one of the most brutal 55 minutes of my life, I have to say. It was so hard to watch that damn episode. I mean, not Richard Dean Anderson.
That's a whole different guy.
That is.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan is doing Negan so well, and he doesn't even have to curse.
And he doesn't have
once.
to curse. That's the thing that we've been wondering as we lead up, because I'm a loyal reader of the comic book, and Negan in the comic books, literally every third word is the F word.
It's the F-bomb.
But they took that away, and it did not diminish the character at all. He is menacing. He's charismatic. He commands the room anytime he's there.
I mean, when he grabbed Rick and threw him in the Winnebago, and they drove into the middle of the zombies.
I thought we were going to get.
The hand.
I thought Rick was going to lose his hand, because in the comics,
well, he said to chop off his own hands, right, instead of Carl's.
Yeah.
Or he was going to do it
again.
Actually.
Yeah, I thought. It was. I thought we were going when he got the hatchet. I thought, okay, yeah, that's it. Rick's losing that hand.
That was like what is that scene? Isaac. Right, when Isaac's put on the altar, by Joseph.
Yep.
Right, is that who it is? And
yep.
Then, oh man, that was.
Yeah.
They did a really great job.
And I mean, without a doubt, the whole episode, everybody did a great job, but it hinged on Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Andrew Lincoln.
Oh, yeah. I mean, those performances were insane.
Rick looked just gut shot the entire
ragged
time.
Yeah.
And then that's the thing. We saw that this clip was released early where he looked at him and said, "I'm going to kill you."
Oh yeah.
Not today, not tomorrow, but I'm going to kill you. That's the thing. Negan has to do these things he does. He does it. He's very calculating. And he told him, "I don't like the look on you. That's not the look I need." And he did stuff until he got the look he needed. And until he knew Rick was broken beyond all repair.
Man.
He broke him as a person.
Yeah.
He forced him to do everything. He watched 2 people that he knew and loved
dead. The Glenn
beaten
scene.
to death.
Oh, the Abraham scene.
Oh,
rough.
I'm going to get back to Abraham, but that's the thing. He did what he needed to do. You attacked me, and that's the thing. You have to look at it.
Oh, I know. They killed that whole compound of people.
And he even brings that up. He's like, listen, you killed a lot of my people. I don't want to do this, but there's got to be repercussions.
That's right. And Rick thought, well, let's not wait for them to come to us. Let's do it. I mean, trying to relive governor stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and even in Alexandria, with the wolves, right? Yep. I mean, that was like.
But that was the thing, and we talked about it when that episode happened. Yeah, there's a lot of times that they're doing what they need to do to survive, but you can't make much of a case for that. They just straight up walked in there and murdered people
everybody in their sleep. Yeah, I mean, it was brutal.
People that hadn't done a damn thing to them.
No, well, not yet, at least.
Yeah.
Rick set it up. It's like, oh, they're going to get us,
Yeah.
But rightfully so. I mean, when Daryl was on the road, I mean, those are Negan's people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he blew them up with an RPG. I mean, that's
exactly. Yeah. They hit him with the RPG, then they killed him in their sleep. So a case can be made. They had this coming. But like I said, I'm coming back to Abraham. You talk about going out like a boss. Abraham, and watching the Talking Dead, the companion series that comes on after it, something that Chris Hardwick pointed out is everybody else, when they're all kneeling there, everybody else was like slumped over it. Abraham had his hands behind his back, and he was up, and he was like shoulders back, looking up, and and Michael Cutlass was on the show, and he said he was saying "F you." He's sitting there, and he's like, "Listen, you're going to do it, but don't jerk around." And then right up there with Hank from Breaking Bad as the greatest final words in TV history. Yeah. If you remember Breaking Bad, when
recite the lines to me.
Yeah, Hank was about to get killed. Walter White was trying to like talk the guy to do it, and he goes, "Listen, it's you're a smart guy. Don't be stupid. This is gonna happen." And the guy called him Hank, and he said, "My name is Special Agent in Charge Hank, whatever his last name is, right. And you can go yourself." Same thing with this. Abraham has taken a bat to the head, looks up and goes, "Suck my nuts." You can't get more badass than that.
And then just keep beating the brains. That was just like, ugh.
But that was both of them went out as characters the way they always were. Right. Abraham was always the ball buster. He was the full on, full steam ahead, brass guy, and he had a set of balls on him, and he went out that way. Glenn went out the way his character has always been. Right. Caring for Maggie
of Negan. Yeah. Right.
And that's his last words were, "Maggie, I'll find you." It's just, it had to have been just a callback to all the times they got separated. He always made his way back to her. Right. And that makes it even more heart-wrenching that was his last words. But it's weird to say it was beautiful, but the way they shot it, almost exactly to the way the comics were.
Even like the eyeball and everything was just so nasty.
It was almost exactly. And his last words and everything, the way he stuttered over Maggie was exactly the way it was written in the comic. And it was, oh my God, it was masterfully done.
It was so hard to watch.
Hats off to Greg Nicotero, the guy who not only is he the special effects genius behind The Walking Dead, he also directed that episode. And the second one as well, so which is a much different. I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard it's much different. It's a bring down episode, and we've discussed that before about The Walking Dead. You have something like that, so intense, so crazy, and so like white knuckle the whole time.
Oh, I know.
You
Yeah.
have to come down from that.
We should call it a rest-isode.
It's a palate cleanser.
It's an aperitif episode.
So,
But just for time's sake here, we haven't watched the second episode yet,
Mhm.
this one that's coming up. But just to sort of talk quickly about a couple things like Maggie and Rick kind of went off after the big Negan death fest, and then also like Daryl, they took him, and
Yeah.
he's like in a cage. And then also now we have Ezekiel, King Ezekiel.
yeah, we get to meet Ezekiel in the second
Sanctuary,
one. Yeah. And,
which is like, whoa.
Yeah.
So-
And we also you also got to see a little more of Maggie's character after this all happened. I've got to take care of him. I've got to take him.
Yeah, she was like, I'm just going to go get
And
him.
she's taking charge. And in the comics, if you
She
know the
becomes
comics,
leader
she's
of
the leader of the Hilltop.
King? Oh, the Hilltop.
Yes.
Okay.
She becomes the leader of the Hilltop. And that's the thing. You start to see she's moving forward with that. And it's her character development that, okay, I've got to take care of things now.
And is she miscarried? I mean, is that what the speculation is? Or is she going to give birth?
I
you think?
I don't know what they're going to do.
Because she had like the pain.
She was
and
having pains. And that's what got them actually into
the whole
the
scenario.
the clutches of Negan, because they had blockaded everything, but they were trying to get to the Hilltop to the doctor.
Right.
So I don't know what they haven't really addressed it.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be a trauma that could do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's see. So episode 3, The Cell, will tell viewers more about the Sanctuary. And then, but DirecTV's cable channel guides have revealed episodes 4 and 5. Would you like to hear about them? Really
Sure.
quick? So episode 4 is titled Service, and the synopsis read as follows. The remaining members of the group try to keep it together in Alexandria, and they receive a sobering visit. So it could be Negan coming back to get his collect.
Yeah, he told them 2 weeks.
Yeah,
something
right.
like that.
Or
Yeah.
that to get stuff, and then
Yep.
it's all good. And then number 5 is called The Go-Getters, and the synopsis is saddled with grief and surrounded by enemies, members of the group try to find safety at the Hilltop before it's too late. So there we
okay.
go, and that might be how Maggie takes over from that like idiot guy who's in
Greg.
charge.
Yeah.
Greg, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
old Greg. Hey, I got some Bailey.
Which she did. She negotiated with him to. That's
right.
what started the whole
he
thing.
liked her, right?
Yeah, she negotiated with him to get them to go and attack Negan, because that was the whole reason they attacked Negan's group, is because
They got that army together.
Greg and the Hilltop community told them that they were bad people.
Yeah.
So they went and did. But she
Assumed
was the
that-
one that negotiated. Like, okay, we'll go do this, but we get half your stuff.
Yeah.
So
Well, because they're in the same situation of like being
exactly.
protection money type thing.
Yep.
So yeah, right. This tells us that the gang, which definitely has to include Maggie, who is most definitely suffering mentally and physically, will be returning to the safety of the Hilltop community. Comic readers know that this is a safe place and plays a huge part of the whole Negan Sanctuary storyline. So this sounds like a good sign for comic diehards.
Yeah.
So
Which I am.
you are. You like a battery and a great Christmas movie with Bruce Willis. So Timmy, that does it for this quite extensive movie and TV news.
Yes. There's
scenario.
lots to catch up on. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's over with now. So let's take a spin of the comic rack.
Meanwhile, back at the Cathedral of Wisdom, it's time for the comic rack. Hey, nice rack.
Knock it off, perv.
No, it's the latest news from the enormous world of comics. Right here on the Ninja Troll Digicast.
All right. Like I was talking about earlier, unfortunately, we started off the comic rack with a little bit of sad news with the death of Steve Dillon, who was a co-creator of Preacher, which is now on AMC.
Yeah, huge.
With Garth Ennis,
I'm not sure.
I think
Yeah, the actors, you mean.
was the other co-creator of Preacher.
Oh, Preacher. Okay.
He's an Eisner Award winner and a longtime Punisher artist, including the current series now.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like it's crazy. This is a series that I love the Punisher and always have, and I'm reading this current series, and to know it's like, okay, the one I got in my hand, it won't be the last, because I'm
Might
sure
be
he had some.
one or two more with pencils, probably. Yeah.
And that's it.
Oh man.
And his style is so. It's so awesome. It's so realistic. And something I'd been reading recently, he has changed the way the Punisher is now in the comics drawn like an African American man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was the one who did that. If you look at some of the current stuff that's out there, the series that he's doing, he looks like a black man. So now there was a little bit of time in the 90s when he had plastic surgery to look like a black man, and actually him and Luke Cage hung out.
Nice.
I remember this. It was when he was. Well, he's always on the run from the police, but they were like really getting close to catching him, and he had to do something to get away from him. So he had plastic surgery to change his appearance to a black man.
Yeah,
So-
I see it. Hey, looks good.
Yeah,
What's with guys named Dylan dying in the middle of their series?
yeah. I don't know. It's
probably
it's just
morbid.
it's a shame, and it's I mean, it's weird to have it happen like in a series that I'm reading.
Yeah.
And I haven't read anything about like what happened to him, what caused him to pass
it's a
away. I don't
shame.
know whether he had.
He's gray haired. He doesn't look that old though.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's just a shame to hear that. But now in the new Unworthy Thor #1, which is the new. If you're not up with what's going on in the Thor comics, during the events of Unforgiven Sin, I think was what it was called. Thor was basically found himself unworthy of wielding the hammer.
That's why what's her name has it now.
So now Jane Foster is now Thor.
Right.
Now he is still Thor Odin's son, is what they call him. They just add the last name on it. So he's still around, and he's still but he's trying to make his way without knowing he's not worthy. And we still don't know what happened in Unforgiven Sin is Nick Fury whispered something in his ear, and whatever he told him made him unworthy. And we still don't know what that was. And so at some point we're gonna find out. But now they've launched a new series called Unworthy Thor, and the first issue is out, and a lot of things happen in it. First, Thor finds out that there is another hammer out there in the universe. It's the one from the Ultimate Universe. At the end of Secret Wars, when everything was combined together, somehow that found its way into our universe.
Wow.
So there's an unclaimed hammer out there.
Nice. That maybe he can get.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think is going to be part of this series, is him trying to get that. Also, Beta Ray Bill shows up.
He's got his own hammer, doesn't he?
He has, it's his. It's called Stormbreaker.
Okay.
Odin made that for him.
It's a different style.
Because it's more of a Warhammer style instead of a straight
forging hammer.
Forging hammer, exactly. Yeah. And because when Beta Ray Bill was worthy and he was fighting Thor dropped Mjolnir and he picked it up.
Yeah.
And then didn't understand why everybody was freaking out.
Yeah.
So,
it's a big deal.
But because Odin found him to be a worthy warrior, he made Stormbreaker for him.
Nice.
And that's the thing. Beta Ray Bill shows up to aid Thor, and he actually offers to give him Stormbreaker when he finds out that he no longer has Mjolnir.
Oh.
Which again is that's Beta Ray Bill's character.
He's selfless.
He's selfless, and he knows Thor's warrior heart, and knows without his weapon, he's less of himself.
Right. He's a mechanic in Adventures in Babysitting.
Exactly. See.
Way to go, Skullface.
That's right.
Horse Skullface.
So yeah, Thor doesn't take him up on it, but just the fact that he made that offer is a huge deal.
Yeah.
So that is on shelves now. I haven't read it yet, but I hope
that sounds
I think
awesome.
I'll pick it up. Yeah. And IDW and Dark Horse have announced a Star Trek: The Next Generation and Aliens crossover.
Sold.
Exactly.
Sold.
Take my money. Called Acceptable Losses.
Oh,
it will,
sold again. Someone's going to die.
It will be written by Scott and David Tipton with J.K. Woodward on art. That is the team that did 2012's Next Generation Doctor Who crossover.
Oh.
again, take my money on that one too.
Yeah,
I never
seriously,
realized
I never
that
knew
happened.
that happened either.
Yeah, I might have to see if I can find a trade paperback on that.
Sure.
It's in the very early stages. It's tentatively slated for April of 2017.
Sweet.
Yeah, sounds really good.
Yeah.
Now, in Batman number 9, Batman is assembling. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Batman is assembling his own Suicide Squad to go to Santa Prisca to get the Psycho Pirate back from Bane, because Bane has forced Psycho Pirate to essentially fix his pain.
Oh.
Because he's like in constant pain all the time, and he makes
He
Psycho
wants to
Pirate.
say
He's
happy.
like, make me happy,
Whoa.
and Psycho Pirate better do it, because you don't want him not happy.
I will crush you.
Yeah, exactly. So Batman is assembling his own Suicide Squad in Arkham Asylum, and as they pass one cell, an inmate draws a familiar symbol on the glass, the Legion of Superheroes.
What? Who's in there then?
Exactly. That was the thing. I was sitting there reading it, and I went,
Arkham.
wait, is she making a Legion symbol? What the hell?
Yeah.
I didn't recognize her because I don't know. I know the Legion symbol, but I don't know the Legion all that well.
Is it Saturn Girl?
Saturn Girl.
Oh.
She
When did
showed
she go
up
rogue?
in the
Rebirth?
DC Universe Rebirth, the one shot.
Yeah.
She was in that. She doesn't know who she is. She was a Jane Doe, and they think she's nuts, so they put her in Arkham.
So she traveled through time.
Yes.
But she didn't have a flight ring.
No, she did have. That was the thing. That's what you saw in DC Universe Rebirth.
With the ring.
They
came off, didn't
they
it?
were like checking her belongings. I think if I remember correctly, what you saw in DC Universe Rebirth was her being checked in, and they're like one ring, and they show the ring, and it's a Legionnaire flight ring.
Again.
But yeah, she like as they're walking by, she like breathes on the glass to steam up the glass, and then she draws the symbol
cool.
there. And yeah, DC has confirmed that it is Saturn Girl. So it's not just speculation.
Sweet.
It's not just me trying to figure it out. He also recruits Bronze Tiger.
Oh.
So and they they run across each other and they immediately start fighting. And guards are like, of course, they're obviously freaking out. And then they kind of stop. It was just them sparring. And then they stop and they shake hands. And he calls him a rich boy.
So he knows his
He
identity.
knows who he is.
Ooh.
So again, after this rebirth has kicked everything back off, you're never quite sure. It's kind of fun to see. So okay, what are we gonna get here?
They kind of reveal what's still in canon and what's changed.
Yeah, and so he's recruited Bronze Tiger and Catwoman.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that should be interesting. That
for
should
sure.
Throw an unknown quantity into the group there that's going down there. And also the relaunch of the X-Men line of comic books now has 2 more entries. Jean Grey and Iceman.
Oh, is a duo?
They're getting no separate books.
Oh.
They're getting their own books. And the teaser image that they released for Jean Grey, the X that's on the little image has flames in the background. So
Phoenix.
I don't know if they're teasing that the Phoenix Force is coming for her or what's going on. But of course, it's Jean Grey. Somehow Phoenix is going to be attached.
Totally. Yeah.
So now the September sales numbers are in, and we had been talking about this. Like, how long is DC going to hold on to
the line?
Yeah, no. How long are they going to hold on to the sales lead? Because you get a big bump when you do Rebirth,
and then falls.
And when's it going to fall? It ain't falling.
Nice. Yeah, some new ones have come out, right? They've been pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, they really have, and it's. I mean, I don't know when they're gonna go. Right now, most of the titles are twice a month. I don't know when they're gonna go back to once a month. I need them to, because I'm spending too much money.
Yeah, I'm broke.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, I appreciate that you're making all the books. Well, not all the books. Most of the books are $2.99. I appreciate that, but 2 a month. It's still that's still $6.
Hold the line.
All-Star Batman is $5 a pop.
What?
Yes.
Is it longer?
It is.
Does it have like, is it an 80-page giant?
No, it's not. It may be a little thicker. I mean, it's really good.
And 80 pages?
No.
Oh.
It's a little longer than like a normal comic.
Okay.
But it ain't $2 more.
Oof.
I mean, it's a good story, but I don't know. I mean,
They got you.
but they brought back KG Beast, although they're just calling him the Beast. See, I forget that you don't know all these awesome, crazy characters
I
from
would
the
love
90s.
to know all these ridiculous things.
KG Beast was a Batman and Robin, specifically on like the Robin solo series with Tim Drake.
Yeah.
He was obviously ex-KGB hitman who just basically works for himself now.
Whoa.
And now they're just calling him the Beast, but it's KG Beast. But he was for the Robin solo series. He was actually the Robin miniseries.
Oh, the standalone.
Yeah.
Yep.
The first Robin miniseries was him training to become Robin.
Oh, and
The
then
second
Robin
one,
2?
Robin 2, I'm pretty sure was Robin 2 was KG Beast was the villain, and then Robin 3 was the Joker.
Cool.
So, but yeah, it was nice to see like an old school Batman villain be brought in, and the crime lords from Gotham paid him off to the whole thing of All-Star Batman is he's taking Two-Face across country to this place that has a possible cure for him.
Oh, for Two-Face.
Yes, Two-Face doesn't want to be cured, so he puts out the word: if we don't make it, you get $1 million. So everybody and their brother
is
trying to stop him.
Nice.
So it's like a crazy road trip, but with people attacking you the whole time.
This is like Cannonball Run.
And and John Romita Jr. is the artist, and he's doing a great little thing. Every time somebody attacks them, he makes a little inset of their face, gives you their name, and like a little, almost like a trading card kind of bullet point.
Oh, as they show up, it like freeze. It's like Joker.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun little thing like that you would have in a TV show. But it's there, and it also helps you because there's so many characters coming after them.
You got
to have a little primer, to know who the hell they are.
So is Batman in the top 10 of these?
Absolutely.
Of these sales numbers?
Yes, September sales numbers. Actually, Robert Kirkman and Marvel Comics have the same number of titles in the top 10
by himself.
Robert Kirkman by himself has The Walking Dead, and Marvel Comics has only one.
You're
kidding. The top 10.
Oh my God. Run this list because I'm dying to hear.
Number 1 is Batman number 6.
Cool.
Number 2 is All-Star Batman number 2, featuring the KG Beast. Number 3 is Batman number 7. Number 4 is the lone Marvel Comics Civil War 2 number 5. Oh. So it's not even a regular Marvel title.
No.
It's a special. Number 5 is Justice League number 6. Number 6 is The Walking Dead number 158. 7 is Trinity number 1, or I don't know if it's counted as number 1. It may be just a one shot. 8 is Supergirl number 1. 9 is Suicide Squad number 1. 10 is Justice League number 7. So DC is dominating the top 10.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they're holding it right now because they're putting out really good stuff. The Flash stuff has been great. The Titan stuff has been great. Batman, all the Batman titles have been great. They're doing some really good stuff, and everybody's interested now because, like I said, they're putting out little bits of, okay, this is how it is now. In the most recent Flash, you get a tease of Jay Garrick.
Oh, right. You said the helmet, right?
Yeah. The last page is.
Well, we have Wally West from.
You
the
had
show.
the two Wally West. That's the thing. Now both of them exist in the DC universe. The old Wally, who's the ginger, the old kid Flash that became actually Flash.
Right. When Barry died. Yeah.
When Barry died. Now there's also the African American Wally West
from a TV show.
Well, not from the TV. He was the reason he was African American in the TV show is because he was African American in the comic.
Oh,
He
cool.
he only got shown once in the comics. It was actually a flashback from the future.
Oh.
There was one issue where Barry's in the future and he's thinking back to the night that Wally died, and so you see actually in a silver costume. You see a young African American kid, Flash.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. But then they updated it
That's
to look
the
like
only
the show.
yeah. That's the only time you got to see
Wow.
African American Wally
Wally,
as Kid Flash.
Cool.
But in this universe, they have both of them, and they're like somehow cousins. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that works, but he mentioned old Wally, Ginger Wally, says something about his cousin.
Hey, cousin.
And he has to meet him. And that was the cover of this last issue of Flash was a
Homage, right?
homage to the Flash of Two Worlds. So you had Flash was down. If you remember the cover of the issue of Flash 123, Flash of Two Worlds, there's a guy who's like down, like who's
about to
being
get
killed
by an I-beam.
Yeah, an I-beam is getting ready to drop on him, and he's yelling out to the Flash to help. And this Flash is down, and he's yelling out to Wally, and both of them are running toward him, and they're saying, "I'm coming." And they meet each other, and when they shake hands, something happens, some kind of little lightning thing with the Speed Force happens.
Ooh.
But it almost knocks Barry out, and he starts getting pulled into the Speed Force.
Wow,
and
they're the crux of it
It's
all.
it's weird.
Like.
It's some kind of weird because they're two different versions of the same character or same person.
Yeah.
There's something there. But Ginger Wally tells New Wally, this happened to me when I was trapped in the Speed Force. Barry was able to pull me out. So they go, okay, we need to grab him and we need to be his anchor. So they both grab him and they pull him out. And at the end of the issue, Barry is telling Ginger Wally that before they pulled him out, he saw something that gave him hope. And you flip to the last page, and it's a full page spread of the two of them running, and you see Jay Garrick's helmet.
Oh.
And it's just like, yeah, it's all the Flash. Like I said, the Flash series has been awesome
That
from the
sounds
get-go.
great. Yeah.
With the inclusion of the new villain Godspeed, who turned out to be like his partner, his detective partner.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that was really. It's been a really good series,
That's
and I'm
awesome.
sure they're going to put together. They're up to 9 now, so they'll be putting
trade volumes.
They'll be doing a trade volume
Good.
soon.
That's
so
how I like to consider.
yeah, you should pick it up. It's been really, really, really good.
Nice.
So, but that's a spin of the comic rack, and unfortunately, we're running a little short on time. Real life is invading again into the Ninja Troll, and instead of doing the showcase now, we're going to wait till next week to do that then. And we're going to go ahead and go to our picks of the week, which is how we like to end the show.
Sure do.
Little things that we're into. Mine this week is Elseworlds, Batman Volume 1.
Oh, so all the Elseworld stories.
They're putting it. There's not all of them, unfortunately. It is Batman Holy Terror,
Okay.
Batman the Blue, the Gray, and the Bat, Robin 3000 1 and 2, Batman Dark Joker the Wild, Batman Houdini the Devil's Workshop, Batman Castle of the Bat, Batman in Darkest Night, and Batman Dark Allegiances. Batman in Darkest Night is one of my favorite.
That's Green
Elseworld.
Lantern.
That's the Green. That's where Abin Sur's ship crashes, and when it looks for somebody worthy of the ring,
him.
it goes to Bruce Wayne.
Oh,
And you have Batman with a Green Lantern ring. Holy crap. Yeah, there's still some that are left out. Gotham by Gaslight.
Batman Noir.
Batman Noir.
Hush or
Reds. Well, I don't.
no?
See, some of them kind of cross over. Like Speeding Bullet
Yeah.
could be considered a Superman story. It could be considered a Batman story. Because Kal-El's ship crashes in the backyard of the Waynes. And so instead of Kal-El getting the good upbringing by the Kents, he has to deal with the trauma of watching his parents gunned down in front of him. So you have Batman, but with the powers of Superman.
Damn.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Exactly. But that is my pick for this week. I'm going to be digging into this pretty good because I love those Elseworlds when they were coming out. Had a lot of really good ones. So what you got for your pick this week?
So I'm jumping into Star Trek kind of hard.
Nice.
Just because I've been so impressed with some of the things we talked about during the 50th anniversary. The first series that I'm really enjoying is Star Trek IDW Boldly Go, which just came out this past October, which is sort of a continuation of Beyond.
Yeah.
Which is great because it sort of references. I haven't seen Beyond yet, and I'm like, I read that first issue, and they don't give away too much, so I'm looking, going, oh, I really want to see that movie now. And the other one is Star Trek Waypoints, which is a really cool. It's sort of I guess what you'd call a anthology story.
Yeah.
It has a TNG story at the beginning, and then an original series story at the end.
Oh, cool.
And they generally correspond with time stuff. So, like, if something went on in the TNG story, it's like you get the historic background in the original series.
Cool.
Both are incredible, and I'm just enjoying them. And it's a good getaway from superhero stuff for a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
From the multiverse.
It's nice to see comics done where it's not just specifically spandex superheroes.
No.
You can do other stuff as well and have really great storytelling.
Other
in
franchises.
Comics. Yeah, in comic form. So.
Well, like this Star Trek Alien crossover.
Oh, dude, I'm all over that.
Going on my list.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, well, that's going to wrap up this week's edition of the Ninja Troll Digicast. Remember, for all the latest news from all around geek culture, make sure you follow us on social media, facebook.com/Ninja Troll Digicast.
We're on Twitter at Ninja Troll Show.
And Instagram at Ninja Troll Digicast.
You can catch us on YouTube at youtube.com/C/Ninja Troll Digicast.
And you can always visit us at NinjaTrollDigicast.com. And while you're there, click on the subscribe to iTunes button to get the Ninja Troll on iTunes. Make sure you join us next week. Same Ninja time, same Ninja channel.
You've been listening to the Ninja Troll Digicast. Tune in next time when you'll hear Tim say,
"We are a justice sandwich, no toppings necessary."
This is the Ninja Troll Digicast, the defenders of all things geek culture.
Don't go ninja, nobody don't need ninja.